Hello and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. Today we're going to see the final game of 3 between the Cubs and Mets in New York. The Cubs and Mets have split the first 2 games, and the Cubs are currently 3-2 on this road trip, attempting to go to 4-2 on the road trip and take 2 out of 3 in New York. Let's see how Game 3 is going to play out. We are here on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. It is 77 degrees, the wind blowing in from left at 11 mph. The Cubs are sending lefty Blake Snell out to the mound. He is making start number 29 with a 6-10 record, a 4.72 ERA, and a 1.52 whip. The Cubs lineup is going to include Cabrera, Bruce, Bryant, Santana, Bradley, Hayward, Horner, Fegley, and Blake Snell pitching and batting ninth. The Mets are going to spend Corey Oswalt out to the mound. He is making appearance number 10. No word if Roy Oswalt is going to be in the stands watching. The record is 2-4 with a 3.86 ERA and a 1.11 whip. The Mets lineup will include Rosario, Nimmo, Alonso, Conforto, a lot of O's there in the top of the lineup, Cespedes, J.D. Davis, Guillermo, Nido, and Oswalt doing the pitching. So, as Corey Oswalt heads out to the mound, we are going to see the Cubs leadoff hitter, Asdrubal Cabrera, striding up to the plate. The Mets, winning yesterday's game in a one-run fashion, have gone to a record of 67-68, while the Cubs come in at a record of 65-70, and both teams are third place in their respective divisions. Oswalt working with a 3-1 count, and here's the pitch. There's a liner up the middle. That's going to be a base hit to lead off the game. That's actually going all the way to the wall. So Cabrera is going to slide into second with a leadoff double for the Cubs. That's his 30th double of the season, and now we're going to see Jay Bruce come up. With nobody out, runner on second, Bruce facing Oswalt with an 0-2 count. Oh, and Bruce is hit. He takes that one right in the forearm and heads down to first. So, first and second now, nobody out, and Chris Bryant is the batter. Full count pitch to Chris Bryant. He grounds that one to third. Thrown to second, relay to first, and that is going to be a 5-4-3 double play. So Bryant, grounding into the double play, creates a situation now where Danny Santana comes up with 2 outs and a runner on third. Santana facing Oswalt, leading the Cubs with 27 home runs on the season, and he swings and misses for strike 3 at a changeup. So the Cubs strand a runner, they do not score. We're going to the bottom of the first of a 0-0 ball game. Snell is going to face off against Rosario here in the bottom of the first. Here's an 0-2 count. And Snell working with the pitch. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Snell gets a strikeout on the first batter, and it brings up Brandon Nimmo. Full count pitch, Snell working. And here it comes. Inside for ball 4. So he loses him. That's a 1-out walk issued to Brandon Nimmo. It brings up Pete Alonso. 1 out, 1 man on. First pitch to Alonso, popped up to center. Bradley having a line on it. He is going to make the catch for out number 2. The runner at first wisely retreats, and it brings up Conforto with 2 outs and 1 man on. Here's a full count pitch to Michael Conforto. Popped up right field, going back to the warning track in the corner, and making the catch is Hayward for out number 3. Man, he gave that one a ride, but it was just a bit short. So we're going to the top of the second of a scoreless ball game. Bradley is going to lead off against Oswalt. 0-2 count. And the pitch. Strike 3 called on the inside corner, and Bradley didn't even move the bat off his shoulder. Hayward now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. 1-2 count from Oswalt. Strike 3 called. That was a sinker right at the knees. Oswalt gets strikeout number 3 in the game, and it brings up Horner. 1 strike count to Horner with the pitch. Liner up the middle, that's going to be another base hit. So the Cubs have their second hit of the ball game. Horner with a single with 2 outs in the top of the second. Brings up Josh Phegley. 2 outs, 1 man on, 1-2 count. Strike 3 called with the cutter. Oswalt just sliced that one right over the plate. So the Cubs strand a runner. They do not score. We're going to the bottom of the second of a 0-0 ball game. Yoenis Cespedes will lead off against Blake Snell in the bottom of the second. 3-1 count and a liner right at Santana. That is out number 1. J.D. Davis now the batter with 1 out and nobody on. Here's a 1-2 pitch from Blake Snell. Swing and a miss for strike 3. He got him with a fastball up and in. So that is strikeout number 2 of the day for Blake Snell, and it brings up Luis Girolamo. 2 outs and nobody on. Here is a 3-1 pitch, and that is way inside. He had him ducking out of the way, and that is ball 4. So runner on first, and Tomas Nido is the next batter. 2 outs. Snell working with a full count. Payoff pitch. Grounder toward third. Bryant picks it up, throws over to first, and that will end the inning. So the Mets strand a runner. We're going to the top of the third of a scoreless ball game. Blake Snell leading off against Roy Oswalt in the top of the third. Here is the first pitch to Snell, and he pops that one up to left. The left fielder will adjust a few steps over to his right, and Cespedes makes the catch for out number 1. Asdrubal Cabrera is the next batter. He is 1 for 1 today. Waiting for the 2-2 pitch from Oswalt. And popped up, this time on the infield. The second baseman calls for it, and he has the ball. The catch is made for out number 2. Jay Bruce is now the batter. 2 outs and nobody on. 1 ball count to Jay Bruce. And he is waiting for the pitch. Popped up, deep right field, going back to the wall. It might be, and it is gone. Conforto watches that one clear the fence 401 feet out down the right field line. And Jay Bruce has a solo home run to make this a 1-0 Cub lead. Chris Bryant now the batter. 2 outs and nobody on. Oswalt working to Bryant. Here's a 1-1 count. And the pitch to Chris Bryant. Grounder up the middle. The second baseman on the shift was playing directly behind the bag, and he picks it up, makes the catch for out number 3. So Bryant grounds out to end the inning. However, Jay Bruce hits a solo shot to give the Cubs a 1-0 lead going in the bottom of the third. Snell will face Oswalt to lead off the Mets half of the third inning. Here's the first pitch from Blake Snell, and there's a pop-up to deep left center field. Going back is Bradley. He makes the catch shy of the warning track for out number 1. Rosario now batting. 1 out and nobody on. Here's a 2-ball count to Ahmed Rosario. Ground ball to short. Picked up by Horner. Throws over to first. And that is out number 2. Nimmo now batting with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's a 2-2 pitch from Blake Snell. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So the side is retired. The Cubs retire the Mets in order, and we go to the top of the fourth of a 1-0 ball game. Danny Santana will face Oswalt here in the top of the fourth. We have a full count pitch to Santana. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That was the changeup. He was way out in front of it. So 5 strikeouts on the day for Oswalt, and it brings up Bradley. First pitch to Jackie Bradley. 1 out, nobody on. Liner down the left field line, going all the way to the wall. Bradley rounding first, heading for extra bases. He is going to slide into second with a double. So a 1-out double for Jackie Bradley means that there is a runner in scoring position, and the next batter will be Jason Heyward. 0 for 1 today. Heyward facing Oswalt. Runner on second. Cubs trying to add to a 1-0 lead. Here's a 2-2 pitch. And Heyward swings and misses for strike 3. That was a curveball, and he swung right over it. So Strikeout number 6 for Corey Oswalt brings up Nico Hoerner. Hoerner is 1 for 1 today. Facing off against Oswalt with a 2-2 count. Lined into center field. Is that going all the way to the wall? That is high off the wall out in straightaway center field. Extra bases for Hoerner. He has an RBI double. The Cubs now have a 2-0 lead. So, very hard hit ball off the wall in center field. Hoerner gets an RBI. That's his 14th, or excuse me, his 4th of the season. And it brings up Josh Phegley with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Here's a 1-ball pitch to Phegley, and he lines that one into center field. However, this time, a diving catch. Nimmo sprinting after it. He lays out to make the catch to end the inning. So the Cubs score a run. We're going to the bottom of the 4th of a 2-0 ball game. Snell working to Pete Alonso, leading off for the Mets in the bottom of the 4th. Here's a 1-strike count, and Snell with the pitch. Popped up to center field. Bradley heading over. Hayward heading over. Bradley calls him off and makes the catch on the warning track for out number 1. Conforto now the batter. 1 out and nobody on. Here's a 3-1 pitch to Michael Conforto. Inside for ball 4. So Snell issues the walk. That is his 3rd of the day. And it brings up Yoenis Cespedes. With 1 out, 1 man on. Cespedes lining that one into left field. Bruce heading over. He makes the catch, and that is out number 2. The runner retreats to first, and it brings up J.D. Davis. With 2 outs, 1 man on. Mets down by 2. Here's a 3-1 pitch, and there's a grounder to short. And Hoerner has it. Throws over to first, and that will end the inning. So the Mets strand a runner. We're going to the top of the 5th of a 2-0 ball game. Blake Snell is going to lead off against Roy Oswalt in the top of the 5th inning. Here's a 1-2 count. And Snell swinging and missing for strike 3. That was a changeup, and that pitch isn't even fair when you throw that to a pitcher. There's no way he's going to make contact with it. So Oswalt now facing Asdrubal Cabrera with 1 out and nobody on. Here's an 0-2 count. Cabrera waiting for the pitch. Liner into the gap in right center field, going all the way to the wall. Extra bases for Cabrera as he rounds first, heading for second. Is he going to try for a triple? He's rounding second, heading for third. He slides, and the throw is in time. So Cabrera is retired, attempting to stretch a double into a triple. Well, credit him with the Cubs' 6th hit of the ball game. However, there are now 2 outs and nobody on, and Jay Bruce is the batter. He comes up, having hit a home run his last time up, facing Oswalt with a 1-strike count. Here's the pitch. Liner to the left field this time. It's very deep. It looks like it might be gone. Jay Bruce has his 2nd home run of the game. The Cubs have a 3-0 lead. So the Cubs have now expanded their lead in the top of the 5th inning. Bruce hitting home run number 19 on the season, 409 feet out to left field. And now Chris Bryant is the batter. 2 outs and nobody on. Here's a 2-2 pitch to Chris Bryant, and he is hit in the middle of the back. Bryant tried to turn away from that one, but there was no getting out of the way. Oswalt hits his 2nd batter of this game, and it brings up Danny Santana. 2 outs, 1 man on. Santana waiting for the 0-2 pitch. Oswalt working. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So the curveball fools Santana. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. It is a 3-0 Cub lead. Snell will work to Luis Guillermo here in the bottom of the 5th. 1-ball count. Snell looking for the sign. And a liner to center field. Bradley has it, and he makes the play for out number 1. Nito is now the batter. Nito and Nimmo are easy to confuse. Don't get me wrong. Nito, the catcher, is batting against Snell with 1 out and nobody on base. Here's the first pitch from Snell, and there's a grounder to short. Hoerner scoops it up, throws over to first, and that is out number 2. Oswalt now batting, 2 outs and nobody on. Here is the first pitch from Snell, and a grounder up the middle. Hoerner scoops that one up, throws over to first, and that will retire the side. So we're going to the top of the 6th It is a 3-0 Chicago lead. Oswalt facing Jackie Bradley here in the top of the 6th inning. Oswalt working with a 2-2 count, looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Bradley goes down swinging at the changeup, and that is strikeout number 9 on the day for Corey Oswalt. He is now going to face Jason Hayward with 1 out and nobody on. Here's an 0-2 pitch to Jason Hayward. Swing and a miss for strike 3, a sinker at the knees, and Hayward just swung right over that one. Strikeout number 10 on the day for Corey Oswalt brings up Nico Horner. 2 outs, nobody on base. 2-2 count to Horner. Here's the pitch. Grounder toward first, picked up by Alonso. He steps on the base, and that is out number 3. So the Cubs are retired in order. We're going to the bottom of the 6th of a 3-0 ball game. Snell facing off against Rosario here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's an 0-2 count and the pitch from Snell. Liner into right center field. That's going to be the first hit of the ball game for the Mets. Rounding first and heading for second and heading for third now. Oh, no, he thinks better of it. He took about 10 steps, it feels like, toward third base and then retreated. So Rosario is on second with a leadoff double, and it brings up Brandon Nimmo. Nobody out. Runner in scoring position. Mets trying to rally here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's a full count pitch from Snell, and he issues the walk. That is a fastball that is outside, and Snell walks Nimmo to put runners on first and second with nobody out, and Pete Alonso is the batter. Alonso facing Rosario with a 1-2 count, and there is the fastball at 96, and Snell strikes him out. 4th strikeout of the day, 1st out of the inning, and it brings up Conforto. With 1 out, 2 men on, Snell facing Conforto with a 1-strike count. And there's a pop-up to left center field. Jay Bruce has a line on it. He gets over there and he makes the catch for out number 2. So Yoenis Cespedes comes up now. 2 outs, 2 men on. Snell working in the bottom of the 6th, trying to hold on to this 3-0 lead. Here's a 2-1 count and the pitch to Cespedes. And that's a grounder to third. Bryant picks it up, throws quickly over to first. However, Cespedes, with a burst of speed, beats it out down the line. So an infield single for Cespedes loads the bases with 2 outs. And now J.D. Davis will be the batter. Facing Snell with 2 outs, the bases loaded, Mets down by 3. Here's a 1-2 pitch, and that's a liner into center field. That's going to be a base hit. 1 run is in. Second runner is coming home. The throw comes home. He slides, and he is safe. So that is going to be a 2-run RBI single by J.D. Davis, and the Cubs lead is down to 1. Snell now facing Guillermo with 2 outs, 2 men on, 2 runs already in. Snell working. Here's the first pitch. Grounder up the middle. Horner has it. Steps on second and ends the inning. So the Cubs get out of the inning. The Mets strand 2. We're going to the top of the 7th of a 3-2 Cub lead. Fegley now the batter, facing Oswalt in the top of the 7th inning. So here is Oswalt working with the first pitch to Fegley. And that's a liner in right field. That's going to be a base hit. So Fegley has a leadoff single here in the top of the 7th inning. And it brings up Blake Snell. Blake Snell probably being asked to sacrifice here in this situation. Top of the 7th, nobody out, runner on first. Here's a 1-1 count and the pitch. And that's a liner into left field. Snell gets a single. And so the Cubs have back-to-back base hits to lead off the inning. Cabrera now the batter, and the Mets are going to bring in a relief pitcher. Justin Wilson is being brought in on the bullpen. He has thrown 42 in the 3rd innings, 33 walks, 46 strikeouts, and a 4.68 ERA. So that will end the day for Corey Oswalt. The Cubs have first and second. Those runners are Oswalt's responsibility. Cabrera coming up. The switch-hitting Cabrera will bat from the right side against the lefty Wilson with nobody out and 2 men on. Here's a 2-2 pitch, and Cabrera swings and misses at the cutter for strike 3. First out of the inning for the Cubs, and it brings up Jay Bruce. Jay Bruce is 2 for 2 with 2 home runs in this game. Wilson facing Bruce. Lefty against lefty. Here's a full count pitch. And Wilson working. And he swings and misses for strike 3. Bruce swings and misses at the fastball at 94. So that brings up Chris Bryant, 2 outs. Still runners on first and second. Bryant facing Wilson with a full count. And there's a pop-up, left center field. Coming over is Nimmo, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So the Cubs strand 2. We're going to the bottom of the 7th of a 3-2 ball game. Snell coming back out to work against Nito in the bottom of the 7th. He is going to face Nito, the pitcher's spot, and then the top of the Mets lineup. Here's a 2-2 count, and Snell working. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with the curveball right there. And Snell records strikeout number 5, which brings up a pinch hitter, Dominic Smith, in the bottom of the 7th inning. The lefty Smith will face off against the lefty Snell with 1 out, nobody on. 1 ball count. Snell working. Here's the pitch. Liner down the right field line. This is going to be extra bases. Dominic Smith rounding first, heading for second. Hayward's throw comes back into the cutoff man. And Dominic Smith has a stand-up double with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. So the tying run is in scoring position, and the Cubs are going to go to their bullpen. Kerry Wood motions for the righty, which is Sam Tuivailala. Sammy T has thrown 37 in the 3rd innings this year, 23 walks, 37 strikeouts, and a 7.47 ERA. He is going to face Ahmed Rosario with a runner in scoring position and 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's an 0-2 count, and Sammy T looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. Popped up to right. Hayward is going to have a line on this. He makes the catch. That is out number 2. The runner does not attempt to tag up in advance, and that'll bring up Nimmo. With 2 outs, tying run on second, here is a 3-0 pitch, and Sammy misses inside for ball 4. So that is a walk on 4 straight pitches, and it brings up Pete Alonso. 2 outs, 2 men on. Sammy T trying to help the Cubs hold this 1-run lead. Here's a 1-2 count. And the pitch to Alonso. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with a fastball at 95. So the Mets strand 2. We're going to the top of the 8th of a 3-2 Cub lead. Seth Lugo will be the new pitcher for the Mets. He has thrown 66 innings this year. 15 walks, 54 strikeouts, and a 3.41 ERA. Lugo will face Santana to lead off the Cubs half of the 8th inning. Here's a 1-ball count, and Lugo with the pitch. And that's a liner into left field. However, it's basically directly at Cespedes. He moved about 2 steps to his right and made that catch for out number 1. Bradley now the batter, 1 out and nobody on. Here's a 2-1 count to Jackie Bradley. And that's a liner into center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Bradley has a 1-out single. And that will put him on first and bring up Jason Hayward. 1 out, 1 man on. Cubs trying to add to a 3-2 lead. Here's a 1-strike pitch to Jason Hayward. Liner down the left field line. Long run for Cespedes. I think he's going to get there. And he makes the catch for out number 2. Nico Horner now the batter. He's 3 for 2 with an RBI in today's game. He comes up with 2 outs, runner on first. 2-2 count from Lugo. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Lugo got him with the changeup. We're going to the bottom of the 8th inning of a 3-2 Cub lead. Tuivailala comes back out. He's going to face Conforto here in the... Oh, it looks like Lugo might have gotten hurt. Did he get hurt? Oh, yes. He did, in fact, get hurt on that last pitch, apparently. So, well, I don't know who the new Mets pitcher is going to be in the 9th, but right now, the pitcher that matters is the one on the mound, which is Sammy T. He's facing Conforto, who leads the Mets in home runs this season at 27. Bottom of the 8th inning, Mets down by 1. Here's a 1-ball count and the pitch from Sammy T. Grounder in front of the plate. Picked up, Fegley throws down to first, and that is out number 1. Cespedes now batting, 1 out and nobody on. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Cespedes. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with a fastball at 99, and Cespedes could not catch up with it. So J.D. Davis now the batter. He is 1 for 3. He drove in both of the Mets runs back in the 6th inning. Facing Sammy T with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's a 1-strike pitch. And here it comes. Popped up left field deep, but playable at the wall. And Jay Bruce makes the catch for out number 3. Certainly gave that one a ride. However, the Cubs hang on. We're going to the top of the 9th inning. It is a 3-2 Cub lead. Brad Brock is going to be the new Met pitcher. He has thrown 50 innings, allowed 30 walks, 42 strikeouts with a 3.06 ERA. He will face Phegley, the pitcher's spot, and then the top of the Cubs lineup. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Josh Phegley. And here it comes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with the slider that bounced in front of the plate. So Wilson Ramos now is going to pinch hit for the pitcher's spot. The former Met comes up with 1 out and nobody on. 3-1 count from Brad Brock. Here's the pitch. Inside for ball 4, so Ramos heads down to first. And now that will bring up Asdrubal Cabrera with 1 out, 1 man on. 1-1 count to Asdrubal Cabrera. Pops it up. Center field. Coming in is Nimmo. He has a line on it, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Jay Bruce now the batter. 2 outs. Runner on first. Bruce has hit 2 home runs in this game. He's facing Brock now with a 3-1 count, and that is inside. It is ball 4. So drawing the walk is Jay Bruce, and it brings up Chris Bryant. And a new Met reliever will be brought in. Robert Gesselman has thrown 60 2/3 innings, 31 walks, 46 strikeouts, and a 4.01 ERA. He's going to face Chris Bryant, who is 0 for 3 today, with runners on first and second, and the Cubs trying to add some insurance runs here in the top of the 9th inning. 1-1 count to Bryant, and Gesselman looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. There's a grounder up the middle. The shortstop has it. Flips over to second, and that is going to end the inning. So Bryant goes 0 for 4 today and ends his hitting streak most likely. We're going to the bottom of the 9th of a 3-2 ball game. Edwin Diaz coming in for the Cubs. He is going to face the lower third of the Mets lineup in the lower half of the 9th inning. Here's a 3-1 pitch from Edwin Diaz. Looking for the sign. And the payoff pitch is on the way. That is low. It is ball 4. Diaz feels like he got squeezed. It's going to bring up Nimmo now with the tying run on first and nobody out. Here's a 2-ball count, and Diaz with the pitch. Liner into center field. Bradley coming in fast. He dives and he makes the catch. Excellent play by Jackie Bradley. One-handed catch to save the base hit. And that'll bring up Jed Lowrie with 1 out, 1 man on. Here's a full count pitch to Jed Lowrie. Popped up to right. Lowrie pops it up. Hayward is there, and the catch is made for out number 2. So now Ahmed Rosario comes up. The Mets down to their final out. The tying run on first. Diaz working to Rosario with a 1-strike count. And here's the pitch. Popped up left field. Again deep. But Bruce, going back to the warning track, makes the catch for out number 3. So the Cubs hang on to win. They go 4-2 on the road trip and go 2 out of 3 from the Mets. The Cubs get 3 runs on 10 hits with no errors, while the Mets have 2 runs on 4 hits with no errors. The Cubs improved to 66-70, while the Mets dropped to 67-69. Today's player of the game is Jay Bruce with his 2 home run performance. He ends up going 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored, a walk, and a strikeout. Oswalt gets the loss. He drops to 2-5, while Blake Snell gets the win, improves to 2-1. Diaz gets his 6th save as a Cub, and Sammy T gets his 4th hold. Thank you for watching Replacement Player Baseball.